tough day that is. And I think Norwich are now at that point where Daniel Farke is clearly a popular man. He's no doubt a good coach and has good relationships with everybody at the club. But there does come that point. Do we now decide to make a call and go down a different road to try and survive, or are we happy? And all the kind of, I think all the feeling is, Steve, that they're happy being where they are in their space, where they go up, they come down, they go up, they come down, and they're in that sort of world. And they're almost like they accept that. There's a galaxy of difference between these two clubs. They are polar opposites in terms of the quality of the players and the mentality. Because the mentality at Norwich really is, as Karen just said there, you know, you feel like it looks like a team that they've got beat 7 today, but they'll keep doing what they do. They'll keep just doing this, keep doing that, and.
Yeah, but you don't want to get beat 7-0 though, Andy. Like, no, or even go as a player, you don't want that mindset. It's just like.
I'm with you totally, but I don't see all the time you keep the same coach. You've got championship players, which is what they have. They sell their best player. When Dia went, they sell their best players normally. And so I can't even make a case for them to put. They've scored 2 goals all season. You know, did they have a shot today?
Don't think so.
I mean, Mendy and Thiago Silva can walk in the dressing room, take their kit off, put their clothes on, walk straight down the King's Road and go and order themselves something to eat. They had not even got dirty, I don't think, or not even got a sweat on. It was like that one-sided. I thought the Watford performance against Liverpool was bad. That is alongside that today.
You've got the match ball under your foot there. Emphatic afternoon.
Yeah. Obviously, before the game, we putting pressure on myself to get on the score sheet because it's been quite a long time since I did. And then 3 come around in the same game, so I don't think I've ever scored more than 1 in a game for Chelsea. So it's obviously a massive moment for me to get 3, and yeah, I remember this one for a long time.
And nice of me to remember that it's 25 games, I think. The last time was the Champions League semis last season against Real Madrid. So you have been waiting pretty long time.
Yeah, I've been waiting a long time. I mean, I felt like you put pressure on yourself, but I always was getting in the positions to score, but I just wasn't putting it in the back of the net, and I thought there's going to be a game when it's going to come off, and obviously today was the day.
You got every twist today. You had penalty taken, a bit of VAR help, so they're all helping you now.
Yeah. Obviously the last one I thought might have been offside when I looked up and I see the offside check. I was praying, and obviously it was my luck today, and obviously the team as well. It's not just about me. I think the way we played, the way we started, I spoke to you before the game about intensity. It's an early kick-off, being at it from the beginning, and we was like that today.
And the manager challenged everybody to step up and prove a point. Did we see that?
Yeah, definitely. Players coming in the absence of some other players, and I thought it was brilliant. We was on it throughout the whole game, even though we obviously was a couple up going into the second half. We never stopped, we never dropped our standards, and kept going.
Yeah, special day for Mason Mount, been at Chelsea since the age of 6, his first Premier League hat-trick. You can see what it means to him.
Yeah, it's amazing. His journey, you know, he's been abroad, been at Derby to his boyhood team, and he's absolutely smashing it. And the impact, you know, he's been out a little bit with his injuries and then slow coming back into the team, but there's no question about his impact to the Chelsea team. And for me, whenever I think Chelsea, I think of him. And when he's not there, I see that impact. And what's more pleasing was so many people saying he was like the teacher's pet. He's just completely gone, yeah, whatever. He's just kept going with his football and hard work, as you said, off air. And he's such a joy to watch.
Yeah, after 13 league games without a goal and questions being asked, 3 come along on one day.
Yeah, very good. I'm with Karen. I think this kid is a special player. And probably his biggest attribute, in amongst all the quality he's got, is in the infectious nature he has about the pitch, his love for his job.
Yeah.
You know, I see some footballers nowadays, they don't look like they love playing the game. They look like they're good at it, but they don't look like they love playing the game. And Mason Mount, to me, he looks like he loves playing the game, Karen.
Yeah, and to be fair to him, like, he's even someone so young, he's still mature, because that was saved and he came off the line, but the ability to go again, because that's nerve-wracking. I know it might have been, you know, I think 5-0 at the time, but to step up and go again for your home team, that's a mental thing, because if he doesn't score that, he loses his confidence then for maybe game 2, 3, 4 of the next few. But again, it's his ability, his desire to run in behind. I thought the touch there might have taken it away from Ruben, but sets him up, and you get your just rewards for just being an all-round team player. And as you said, look at his smile, Andy. That's what you want to see, right?
Absolutely. I think they've got a lot of good players, but he is definitely in Chelsea's best 11. Every time he's in their best 11, and I think he's shown now, for club and for country, that he can operate in the big games. He's got good discipline about his game. He's an aggressive boy. He'll throw himself into a challenge, but you rarely see him getting up and getting involved in anything unnecessary. I think he's got a real sharp focus now about what to do. I'm getting in the box, I'm getting on the edge of that box, I'm getting my shots away. I've got to provide some output to stay in this team. And the team are now looking to him to kind of lead from that position, and you know what, he's doing that. I think he's tremendous.
And talking of goals, you both highlighted Ben Chilwell's positioning at half-time. For club and country, he's now got 4 in 4 games.
Well, again, I mean, he's enjoyed himself today, Ben, because, you know, he's been unopposed, really. But Callum Hudson-Odoi returns the compliment here. You'll see it's a lovely strike from Ben Chilwell. But if you watch Hudson-Odoi, he drifts in, Karen, doesn't he, to allow Chilwell to have the strike. Their
relationship today was spot on, always on opposite lines, different movements, and you're right, Callum comes in and then it's occupied then from the Norwich defender, and then it just gives then the space for Ben Chilwell to take a really positive touch. There's the areas that he's going to go into. Great little ball. And then the rest is history from him, really, but really good touch, sets him up. Keeper's unsighted and he just goes across the goal, and you can't stop him when he gets that left one out. You know what I mean? He's just so good.
He's very, very, very good at that. He strikes, you know, you can tell he deliberately strikes things just with the slight outside of his boot, like he did there. It was stuck under his feet a little bit, but he can do that. He is. I think the game comes very easy to Ben, and sometimes I've watched him and thought, I think there's more to come. You could drive yourself harder, because the game, the stuff that's the hard part of the game comes very easy to him. Technical stuff, control, ability to knock it, to pass it, to hit things from distance accurately. That to him is that he hasn't got. What he's got to worry about is the desire to really make himself as good as he can be. If he does that, there's no stopping him.
After the 7 goals that Thomas Tuchel has witnessed from his Chelsea side, and here's what he thinks about it all.
Thomas, 7 goals. Pretty much everything went to plan, don't you think?
Yes, we had a good performance and we were sharp and put in a lot of effort. And so the result was that we have high pressing and many ball wins, and could play a high rhythm and create a lot of chances, and were very precise today in finishing, and also a well-deserved win. Okay, to score 7. Need also a bit of luck and the momentum, but it's a good effort and good game.
But in the absence of Lukaku and Werner, you challenged the players to step up and show that they had the appetite and the intensity. We certainly did.
And that will not stop. I mean, this is now one game, and the next one follows on Tuesday evening here. And we are up for the 3 points again, and we are up for a challenge again, and then they will have to prove again. Is one game, and fair enough, and all the credit, but it's also only one game.
Mason Mount's been waiting quite a while to score a goal.
Yeah.
Picked up 3 of them today.
Good, yeah. Yeah, it's good, because no matter what the coach says and how many good opportunities you have and how satisfied the coach is, the offensive guys need goals to feel fully happy and to feel the full confidence. So this will help him a lot. He waited too long, and it was good that he got some goals.
Some situation when you make 7 changes, you're without your club record signing and your other striker, and then you win 7-0.
Yeah, lovely. I mean, it was a really impressive afternoon's work for Thomas Tuchel and his... And again, these guys now, these coaches, they have like a small army of people around them. He spoke about striker coaches there and all the people behind the scenes that go to put an afternoon like that together. And he spoke very respectfully, I think, of his fellow countryman, of Daniel Farke maybe being in the complete opposite situation. But I think we're all impressed with him, Karen, aren't we, what he does?
Yeah, he's just brilliant how he's transformed them. I think they've conceded 3 this season, just 3. It's remarkable. and how he constantly, for me as a player, I always wanted consistency. I always wanted the same 11 and maybe 2 or 3 changes. But he has the ability to make multiple changes, as you said at the start, but still get the results, to still make the players look like they enjoy it and get the really good desired outcome from it. And that's really difficult, because chopping and changing, we've seen it at United or other teams, and don't get the same outcome. So whatever he's doing, he's brilliant.
In terms of Norwich, that's 19 games going back to the last time they were here in the Premier League without a win. And in that period, they've scored just 2 goals, which have come this season. And after that thumping defeat, they ended with 10 men. Where do they go from here?
Well, look, any other manager knows he's probably going to be told thank you very much, and we're going to make a change. Norwich have this project, if you like, if that's the right word, which Daniel Farke is very much aware of and part of. So does that a lot more time and a lot more space to maybe breathe and try and
season. And after that thumping defeat, they ended with 10 men. Where do they go from here?
Well, look, any other manager knows he's probably going to be told thank you very much, and we're going to make a change. Norwich have this project, if you like, if that's the right word, which Daniel Farke is very much aware of and part of. So does that buy him a lot more time and a lot more space to maybe breathe and try and do what he does? Yeah, I think it does. But should it, is the question. Should it? And I think as a Premier League club, you have a set of fans that you have to try and keep happy, and that you've got to try and that you're representing every week. And I think because of that, I have to say, I think now they're at a point where make the change. Other teams from this point have survived, Karen. They have managed to stay up. Now, I don't know if you got 3 managers coming in, whether they're going to be good enough to keep this particular Norwich team up, but I think you have to try. Chelsea 3-0 up then at half-time and in total charge. And Karen, they set the tone very early on, the leaders.
Yeah, it was a really good start, and we spoke about the number 10s coming into pocket spaces, playing with 3 number 10s in essence, and Mason Mount was the one there. Just you see him highlighted, and Piera there picking it up. It's a brilliant finish, but there is detail which I think, Andy, you want to go into about Chilwell, who's been influential in the build-up.
Picking up that central position there, Karen. He's dragged Norman with him, and it's kind of vacated a big 20, 30-yard gap, which is then where Mason Mount is able to pick up a yard off of that little clever pass from Jorginho and fire it into the corner. Lovely strike, great goal. But the way that they're engineering that space and the way that they're dragging and pulling that Norwich shape around, Steve, is very clever.
And it isn't the first time we've seen this from Chilwell. You noticed it last week at Brentford. Well,
at Brentford last week, he got himself a brilliant goal. Again, in that kind of position where he's just loitering on the edge of the box. And we know he can do that with that left foot. He can do that beautifully. Today, watch him from this wing-back position. He's done this an awful lot. He's making that run, which not only stretches everything back here, but then gives that bit of space for others to then come and exploit and, again, leave Callum Hudson-Odoi maybe a little bit of a chance, Karen, to go one-on-one with a full-back.
Yeah, his runs are like out to win. He's always looking at Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he goes into those areas there because, you're right, gives Callum a 1v1 if he's played in behind. Also causes Max Aarons has got to go with him. He's always checking his shoulder, where's the space. And I think it's just his game intelligence, really. Yeah. You know, he's not a left-back, he's a centre midfielder, he's a left winger. Yeah. And again, the formations are very similar, so he's trying to get his individual battle, but really intelligent running off the ball. Yeah, and that's difficult. That's not something that I don't think Norwich would have done a tremendous amount of work trying to cope with that. They would have expected Hudson-Odoi to be making those runs, Mason Mount to be running out to in from those forward positions, but the wing-back drifting right in there. We've seen a few other clubs doing that this season with their full-backs, and it's another string to their bow in that position. It's very difficult to combat. We talked about Hudson-Odoi before the game, grabbing an opportunity. He's certainly done that. Absolutely. And again, though, I think that's credit to both Chilwell and himself. But I think, Andy, you wanted to talk about the sweeper in this, in the build-up to the goal. Yeah, Thiago Silva there. You just see him sweeping and dropping away now. You watch Hudson-Odoi working Kabak. He drops short to go long. Grant Hanley now, come on, you've got to switch on and you've got to sense. You've got to smell there might be something happening, and he doesn't. He almost gets distracted a little bit. He's holding the line. He's a bit square and a bit flat. And one ball puts 4 yellow shirts out the game.
And that is a good finish, Karen, that.
Look, it's brilliant. What I like about Hudson-Odoi is he makes that run in, and there's no intention in receiving it there. He's always going, right, I'm going to suck you in to get that space. And look, then it's a comfortable finish. But like I said, the formations are similar, you know, 3s and 5s at the back. It's about individual battles, and when Chelsea have got better individuals, they're always going to come up on top. And then this was the final goal. I think we spoke about fullbacks before the show, how influential Chilwell and James would be, and then it's just a brilliant finish, isn't it, Andy?
Great finish, really good finish, yeah. Too late again. Norwich just aren't quick enough in sensing that they're in trouble, and against the best teams, by the time you pick your head up and start chasing back, invariably it's in the back of the net, and I'm afraid that is game, set and match.
Is this potentially damage limitation here for Norwich? Because they haven't even had a shot, they haven't had a touch in Chelsea's penalty area.
No. Karen and I spoke about goals, output, where's it coming from in this Norwich team, and there's nothing to suggest today that was going to change, Steve. So, absolutely. Look, if you get beat 3 and you have to take that and go home and learn from that, fine. If you get beat 6 and 7, they are seriously damaging your confidence. Just when things appear to be getting a bit better, you get hammered back down again.